share with the team, as you'll notice, we'll just look here and make sure everything looks good. We have somebody assigned on every day. We're going to go ahead and click on Share with Team. And once I do that, I can decide what details I want to share or lock in. I can go by date range. I can share just one of the weeks we've created. I can share both of them. I can choose to share notifications with the entire team, or only those that may be affected by this change. For example, if 2 people swapped shifts. Once it's shared, now we can say that the schedule is officially locked in, and we can begin leveraging it for our other automation. Here we have our Tailwind Traders website, and if we click on our second tab here, this will bring us into our Azure portal, and we can dive into our resource group for this app service. We'll create a Logic app. So we're going to go to Add, and we'll search for Logic. There we go, Logic app. We'll click that. And Logic apps offer actually a super simple way to create a workflow that's going to connect with a lot of different services within Azure, as well as other integrations. We're going to start with some basic information, our subscription, our resource group, and of course, a name for our Logic app. We'll call it Alerter. After we click Create, we're just going to be prompted to review all the basic information we've entered. Everything looks good, so we'll hit Create again. This is going to take just a few seconds to build. While it's building, we can actually see the deployment is underway. It'll give us deployment details, and just like that, it is already built. When we click the notification that it's completed, we're actually very nicely handed over to our Logic app designer. There's a little video introducing Azure Logic apps. It's going to walk us through, and there's even some common trigger templates that are provided. We'll select the one for HTTP requests because that's how Azure Monitor is going to interact with our Logic app. And one of the things that's interesting is Azure Monitor actually has a specified common alert schema that we can use. We can find that right in the docs for Azure Monitor. We'll just copy that, and then we can paste that schema from the docs over into our Logic app. We'll just add that to the request body. Great. Now, once we get that copy and pasted, we can actually start to build our action out. We're going to add a second step, and this step, we're going to have to pull and figure out who's actually on call. So we're going to search for the connector that's going to connect over to the Shifts app for Microsoft Teams. Here it is. We'll select that. We can see we have a number of actions we could select. We're going to find the one that's going to list all shifts. We can see list all open shifts, offer shifts. There we go. List all shifts. We'll go ahead and select that. Now we have to sign into our Teams account. This is going to persist our Teams credentials and bind them to this connector for our Logic app. Once it authenticates, we can then select which team we want to list all shifts for. So you can see right there under Team. In this instance, we're going to want to choose the designated responsible team. And then we're going to add any parameters that we need for our particular time window. Now, I don't actually care about all shifts. I care about all of them during a particular time block. Since we have 24-hour shifts, the way this action works is it's only going to return the shifts that are fully encompassed in whichever defined time window we have. So we're going to go to our expression window, and we're going to type add days. There we go. Days, there we go. And then in our parentheses, we're going to start taking the time now. We're going to subtract from 1. We're going to go back 1 day. And then we're also going to go for the end time, and we're going to go forward 1 day. So this is going to give us that full 24-hour window for our shift polling. We'll do add days again. We'll do the time now again, and this time we'll do +1. Now, since we have a 24-hour shift, with this expression, we should only get just one shift result returned because only one 24-hour time window is going to be in that time frame. Unless, of course, my incident is happening right at midnight, of course, in UTC time or something like that, in which case we'll probably get 2 shifts returned. And in that instance, honestly, it's okay if I ping 2 people so I make sure that the incident is still resolved. Okay, once we have our list shift step defined, we now need to add another action to actually iterate over that previous list result, because the list result is actually going to give us an array. even if there's only one result. We're going to look for a simple for each loop. There we go. And we're going to select the array list output from the previous step. That's what we want to iterate over. From that for each loop, we're going to look and we're going to add another action to get the details about that shift. We